Yo guys, today we're gonna be reacting to his story. So he got 4 million subscribers, right? And then he only got 4 million subscribers in only like how many months ago? 3 months. This is insane. And he's giving away an iPhone 17. And you guys should subscribe to him and me because you guys are also gonna get an iPhone 17. So hopefully me and you are gonna be the lucky winners. But hopefully it's not Cap. So which one should we watch first? Well, I like this one. Okay, we're gonna watch this one. Okay?
And get to science class without any troubles. Then, as I was sitting on the bench, one shoe off, one shoe on, I
Wait. Bro is wearing one shoe on and one shoe off. Not gonna lie, that sounds like something. But what happens in this story, right? Guys, you should not do the same thing what's about to happen. Well guys, I've seen this video before, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. Okay? Okay? We got it. Right? So I am not gonna I'm talking too much. Let's just watch this. We can just not watch.
heard Chester Marshall's voice carry across the empty room. Heard you said something about me in third period.
Guys, did you know this is the original history person? Not gonna lie, he looked different over the months, but he originally actually looked like this. So let's just stop freaking up, okay? Whatever is gonna happen, I'm just gonna explain when I'm done watching this.
I hadn't. I never said anything about anyone. I felt my stomach in knots. Turned around to see Chester 6 inches from my face. All 4'11", 110 pounds of him.
Bro's 4'11". I don't know if that's bad or good, but he's short or tall. I bet he's short. Okay, not gonna lie, he looks short and weak, but
His big brother Bo had the locker room door closed as he watched with his arms crossed. Bo's twin brother Cody leaned against the lockers, looking.
Cody. That's the best name you can think of. It's freaking Cody. Cody? What the frick? Why does it have to be freaking Cody?
Bored. Both of them were 6'8", 300 pounds each, and were starting linemen on the football team. They were both 20 years old and still walking the halls of my high school like a pair of tired bears because every time the school tried to graduate,
They are 20 years old. Like 20 years old. Listen, no more questions.
they punched somebody and got held back a year. Were the notorious Marshall brothers. Chester knew no one would mess with him because they were terrified of his massive brothers. Chester looked at his right hand that had a scorpion tattoo on the inside of his wrist. Have you ever felt a scorpion sting? I stayed still, thinking that if I didn't respond, I could just disappear, and it would maybe be better. I was wrong because he slapped me hard across the face. My fists clenched up, pure rage flooded through me. I felt the muscles in my arms lock and my weight shift forward, and for half a second I almost let myself tear his head off. Then I saw his massive, monstrous brothers both watching me very closely. Chester smiled, grabbed a fistful of my hair, and drove my face into the metal of the
Wow, look at me! I found an app where I can watch all movies and TV shows for free. Not only that,
smile.
Guys, I'm just sorry. That was an ad that just came out of nowhere. Okay, I'm sorry. So let's continue.
grabbed a fistful of my hair, and drove my face into the metal of the locker room door. The sound of my nose breaking was like someone snapping a pencil under a towel. Blood ran straight down my chin and started dripping onto the tiles. His knee came up into my...
It started dripping down his chin. Crap. That's brutal.
stomach, folding me over. He whacked me across the back of my head with two more punches, sending me down to the ground. Then he started kicking. 3, 4, 5 times in the ribs. His sneakers pounding into me. I curled up because there was nothing else I could do, and I emotionally detached because I had to in order to deal with this. Stay down, piss boy. Bo and Cody giggling from the doorway. I love it when he has nicknames for his victims. Yeah, wait until Dad gets home and hears about this. He's gonna love it. The whole thing lasted about 90 seconds, and then Chester spit on me, and then...
Okay, well, I already watched this, so I don't know what to do.
Walked out. I lay on the blood-wet tile and listened to their sneakers fade down the hallway. I got up slowly, cleaned my face at the sink with brown paper towels, and stuffed wet tissue up my nostrils until the bleeding stopped. I felt like such a pathetic, helpless loser. Then I realized that this had gone on for over a year, and I needed to report it. I went and told the principal, and he was shocked. Chester, you expect me to believe that little shrimp is actually hurting anyone? He's one of our best students. Don't you have anything better to do? Parking lot. The sign over one of the doors read, Combat Sports. Through the front window, I could see a boxing ring, a row of heavy bags, and a man inside taping another fighter's hands. I felt really insecure and scared. I'm too busy to train you in the way you should be trained, so I'm handing you off to a fellow Marine. Dad walked me through the door, and the man came over. He was maybe 5'10", lean, with cauliflower ears, and the kind of nose that's been broken so many times it was barely there. It's great to see you, Rico. They shared a hug. So, this is your boy, huh?
Bro's like the second Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he needs to learn how to handle himself.
Guys, I'm sorry, that was just a joke.
The real don't go easy on him. Rico looked me up and down. He pressed on my shoulders, felt my hands, and noticed the way I was standing. Rico didn't believe in conditioning you slowly. He believed in throwing you into the deep end and seeing if you remember.
And by the way, who are you voting for the World Cup? So go to the comments and tell me. It's free to comment. It's free to subscribe. So to both of them, if you wanna. Okay, let's get back.
Learn how to swim. The first day he made me jump rope for 20 straight minutes. I couldn't do it, and he didn't care. He stood there with a stopwatch, and every time I tripped, start over. By the end of the 20 minutes, I was on the ground, throwing up into a bucket while he made notes on a clipboard. I looked at myself in the mirror that night and saw Chester's ugly face taunting me. You ain't nothing but a weak-ass little piss boy. I felt terrified that I wouldn't be able to do this. The second day, he put me in front of a heavy bag and showed me how to throw a jab. Just a jab. For an hour. Left arm out, retract, left arm out, retract, until my shoulder was cooked. Every jab I threw, I saw Chester's face laughing at me on the heavy bag. You missed, piss boy. I punched the bag harder, using his words as continuous motivation. The third day, he put gloves on me, and we sparred. Or at least that's what he called it. I called it being hit in the face and the liver for 10 minutes by a 40-year-old former pro who was holding back just enough not to kill me. By the end of the round, I was crying. He pulled the gloves off my hands. Save your tears for someone who cares. See you tomorrow. I went back the next day, and the next. I'd still get emotional after getting hit. Rico pulled me aside. It's not just about the physical. You're gonna get tested mentally, and that'll be the hardest test you ever face. I understood and started to harden on the inside. I trained 6 days a week for months and months. Then one Tuesday, I looked at myself in the mirror, and my shoulders weren't the same shoulders I had in January. My jaw was set differently. There's a vein running down my forearm that wasn't there before, and my abs are starting to show. I went to school and saw Chester walking with his big brother down the hallway and thought to myself, just wait until the last day of school, you piece of crap. There's a tornado coming. As I kept sparring, I started to find the rhythm and find the openings. I knocked a semi-pro onto his back with a left hook he never saw coming. He got up laughing, slapped me on the shoulder and told Rico, he's getting good. Rico nodded. Through all of it, I said nothing at school. I let Chester keep taking my lunch money. He took it on a Tuesday, and I handed it over without a word, my eyes staring down down at the floor, the way I had been doing it ever since sophomore year. He shoved me into a locker on the way out of English class, and I bounced off it and kept walking like I always had. He poured Coke down my back in the cafeteria one day, and I sat there and let it run down into the waistband of my jeans.
Oh, so
I didn't move and I didn't speak. I wanted him to...
So it's like pretending to be weak, and then he gets more motivation to beat up you, and at the end something will happen.
To think that nothing had changed. I wanted him relaxed. I wanted him sloppy. I was stoic and quietly cold and had nothing but revenge on my calendar. June 14th, the last day of school. That date was the only thing I cared about. June 14th was a half day. Everyone was hanging out in the courtyard. Kids running around, signing each other's yearbooks and crying about how much they'll miss everyone. I walked through the building with my backpack slung over one...
Oh my gosh. Chester's about to die. He's about to die. He's about to die. He's gonna die, yeah. I'm just letting you guys know. It's not a spoiler.
Shoulder, and I didn't sign anybody's yearbook. I didn't care about anyone, not even Lauren anymore, who pretended I didn't exist my entire senior year. I went out of the side.
Look, guys, how many Robux are there in my Roblox account? If you also want so many Robux, then I will tell you how you can...
believe these.
Not even Lauren anymore, who pretended I didn't exist my entire senior year. I went out of the side door by the gym, and I found Chester behind the building, smoking a cigarette next to the dumpster. He saw me, and he gave me that same little smirk.
Guys, sorry about that. Let's get back right to this.
What's up, piss boy? Want another ass whooping? He shoved me in the chest.
Bro is smoking. No, that's too bad.
I let myself rock back a half step. He shoved me again. Harder. I stayed quiet. I let my hands hang loose at my sides. He wound up for a slap. I smiled, feeling excitement I never knew I could feel. Hey, Chester, have you ever felt a scorpion sting? He stared at me, confused. 14 months of pure, murderous rage formed within my gut as my left jab sprung out. 7 months of left arm out, retract, left arm out, retract. It caught him flat on the nose, and I heard the cartilage snap. His head jolted back. Before he could process what had happened, I came over the top with a right cross that caught his temple, rotated his whole skull on his neck, and dislocated his jaw. He started to fall. He didn't get to finish falling because another left hook slammed into his ribs on the way down, cracked 3 of them, and folded him sideways. As his head dropped to about waist level, a knee came up and caught him under the chin. He hit the concrete with a loud thud. I have never felt such deep satisfaction. I stood over him, breathing slow and even, the way Rico had taught me to breathe in the ring, in through the nose, out through the mouth.
That was crazy. That was like the craziest fight. That is not it. That's not it. Guys, I think I know what I'm gonna do about this.
Then I heard a loud guttural yell. What the hell? I turned around and saw Bo and Cody charging towards me with rage in their eyes and clenched fists. I felt the fear grip my throat, but I put my fists up and braced myself. They rushed towards me, and right before they reached me, they stopped. They both wanted to hit me, but hesitated. They froze. Both of them were deeply conflicted with what to do. Hit me like that. He held his arms out. Come on, tough guy. Hit me like that. Cody pulled up next to him. Yeah.
Bro was saying that I'm not spoiling. Okay, this is just a guess, okay? Bro is saying hit him like that when they hit him, he's gonna lie and say it was just for self-defense.
Hit one of us. Do it. I dare ya. I was terrified for a few seconds. Then I understood perfectly. You kids can't take a swing at me, can you? You'll both be expelled, probably end up in jail. By the look in their eyes, I could tell I was right. I smiled. You need me to swing first, then you can swing and call it self-defense.
That's what I just freaking said. I said that.
I grinned, flipped them off, stepped over an unconscious Chester, and walked away. I never set foot in that high school again. I heard later that Chester was rushed to the hospital. My dad was waiting on the porch when I got home. I sat down next to him on the steps, and I told him what I'd done. He nodded once. Good. I was happy as hell that night. I woke up thinking that I finally had a whole new life with nothing but happiness and joy to look.
Were you looking for your dad? Oh, nah. This is gonna end up terrible.
Who was only one man versus four. Then Wayne looked up towards me. Come out wherever you are. Pop, pop. I heard 2 loud shots, looked down, and saw my dad had shot Wayne twice in the gut. He keeled over in pain and dropped his shotgun. There was
That is crazy. That is just... First, we just got into a fist fight and brutally getting beaten down. But now we are dealing with guns. Shot freaking guns.
wasn't any blood, which meant my dad still used rubber bullets. I was relieved to see that, but grew even more fearful when I thought that his brothers and the uncle would retaliate against my dad. Cody saw me at the top of the stairs and started rushing up towards me. I held my breath, readied myself, moved to the side of the hallway, waited for him to come up, and as he stepped over the last step, I slammed the hardest roundhouse kick across his face that I've ever thrown in my life. I heard the bone of his nose bust as he tumbled back down the stairs in a heap and smacked into the floor at the bottom. I heard him yell out in agony, looked down, and saw that he had landed wrong on his right leg and broke it. It was
Okay, I don't think he broke his leg. By the way, this is not on a true story, so don't arrest anyone. Okay, this is just AI. Do not arrest anyone. Okay? Okay. Guys, do not frame anyone. Just, if anyone looks anything like these people, just leave them alone. But if you catch them doing something suspicious, maybe, just maybe.
crooked and mangled. I felt vindicated because it was the perfect kick, then fell back into sheer terror when Bo aimed his gun up at me and fired 3 times. My ears were ringing, heart pounding.
Does bro even care? Does he even care? Does he care? I don't think he cares. I absolutely do not think he cares about anything.
Out of my chest, my dad called out, "Put that gun down right now, son." He was talking
Goodbye, Netflix. I found a better app.
tough, huh? Wayne wasn't about to back down. The bitch probably deserved it. Bo will all be joining him for 5 years. Thank you, officer. A month later, I walked across the graduation stage in my blue gown with a tassel on my head, and I saw the principal. He had heard what happened with Chester's family, and he put his hand out to shake mine. He had a look of empathy and was hoping that I had forgotten that he did nothing to help me. No hard feelings, right, son? I ignored his hand and flipped him off. Eat a dick. His face turned green with embarrassment because I made sure all the other teachers heard that. Then I walked past Chester, who was also graduating. He was still really weak and sitting off to the side. His jaw was wired shut. I leaned down to him and whispered, "When I think about how bad I beat your ass, it gives me the warm and fuzzies."